Hey, this is Jubril, aka Mr. Think Outside the Box, also known as Chocolate Man. And I've been getting this question over and over again. Jubril, how the fuck do you make money? And not exactly in those words, but I want to kind of address that today. Not kind of exactly address that because a lot of people have been asking me, how do you, specifically do what you do? Because I want to do that. I'm teaching English or I'm doing this or I haven't even left the country. I can't even leave for a week from my job. So I wanted to address that today. And then there was this quote that was really going through my mind. And it was, what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? And then what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his family? I mean, what does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his freedom? And I mean, what does it profit a man to gain the world but not sleep easy? And, these are questions that, I've thought about since early in life. And I knew a job just wasn't going to be able to provide the things that I wanted out of life. And so I had to, basically take actions to ensure that I was going to do the things that I wanted to do in life. Because when I look back through my life at the end of it, I want to have just some of the most amazing memories that you can have. Because, I mean, that's how you really get to take, right? The amazing times, with your family, be able to take care of your family, financially, taking trips with them and just the laughter, just great memories, love-wise and just so many different things. I think so many people look back and say, damn, I wasn't able to do all that, I wanted to do. Like, I know right now, if I died, I wouldn't be happy for where I'm at. I have so much more to do myself personally, but I'm definitely on the path. And Jim Rohn had a great quote. He said, either you're going to plan your life out or you're going to fit inside of somebody else's plan. And so, I mean, if you're going to work and you work for, some company, there's nothing wrong with that. And let me tell you right now, I have no issues. Everyone has, their purpose, their set, some people don't want to be, their own person and have their own job, their own business or, be independent. And that is perfectly fine. Like, everyone has their own ways. I'm just saying what works for me. And I know other people just want to know how exactly I do what I want to do. Because we need our doctors. Like, yo, someone's going to die. I sure hope my doctor, he went to school, he went to med school and learned all, the procedures and what. We need people who take out the trash and clean and do whatever. Everyone has their purpose in life, but some people want more out of life than others, and others settle for, mediocrity. But I don't think anything amazing has ever been normal. So if you want to do amazing things, you can't do normal type of things. So, but now let's get to what I do for a living and how my money flows. First thing, I mean, you're watching this video, and I actually get paid for you watching this video. So shout out to you, making me some money, holla. So when you actually make this, when you watch this video, I get paid. And it is, and it'll depend on, how much you make will depend on the kind of videos that you make. Because as you know, you see ads before the videos. Depending on the type of video that you make and the kind of traffic. So, I mean, if you're making videos about cooking or if you're singing in your videos, whatever it is that you're doing, that kind of or if you're making information about financial information, different types of traffic is worth different amounts of money because different advertisers say, hey, this traffic's only worth, 2 cents a view to me versus, this financial information is worth, 20 cents a view because I can make more money selling something, or, this travel video is worth more because I can sell vacation packages to people, for example. So that is number one way how I make money. Number two, I advertise for different businesses and companies, and I advertise through networks such as Facebook. So if you see an ad on Facebook, right, a lot of times I write, well actually all the time, I write the copy. So the actual ads and the images that you see, I wrote and produced, the image, and then a lot of times also the websites and you'll go to once you click on them, or the fan pages, because my web team, they do fan pages, they do they do websites, and a lot of times, other times though, the companies will already have their websites and they'll have the sales funnels and the processes already finishes, and I just set up the advertisements, and then I also advertise on Google, and then I also advertise on YouTube. So for example, I sell urns, or my partners, they sell urns. And I've partnered with a lot of different businesses, and individuals. Everything from people who sell high-end customizable urns, or people who sell women's hair, people in the direct sales, network marketing industry, people that sell personal development products, basically better your mind type of products. And I'll set up deals where I take a percentage of the profits that are generated through my work and my advertisements, and a lot of times they'll be paying for the advertisement costs, and I just take a profit of what I generate through profits. And so, for example, let me kind of explain an example of how I would set up an ad on even say YouTube, because I advertise on YouTube too. So on YouTube, if I'm selling a personal development product, better your mind type of product, I might say, when someone's searching, for example, how do I better my life in 2013, right? On YouTube, or something similar to that thing, I'm going to have, the video of my client, come up and pop up when they're searching that, and I'll make money once they purchase, because they'll have products for sale. They might offer something for free, a free video, but then later on down the sales funnel that they have, they'll offer a product, and maybe and sometimes they have high-end products that are like $2,000, and I'll have a percentage, and I might make 30%, I might make 50%, just depending on the deal I have structured with the client. And that's how I make money. So once they make the sale, they say, we'll get notifications, the sale has been made, it came through my efforts, and it's like, boom, you just made, $800, $1,000 for, your efforts. And so that's how I make a lot of money. And then also, I do private coaching for people. And I only started doing this last year because people wanted a lot more hands-on, one-on-one kind of experience. And, they'll fly out, to come meet me. And, I'll spend a couple days with them one-on-one or in a group, 4 people kind of setting, and go through on how to set up Facebook ads, how to set up YouTube ads, how to set up, Google ads, how to structure your video, what kind of content, what kind of call to actions you should have in your video to make people want to buy more, how to understand your audience, how to target your audience. And I go into a lot of stuff like that. But the way I make money is not the way everyone wants to make money. Not everyone wants to be, an advertiser. And that's perfectly fine, because I have a lot of friends, within my spaces, because I know people who have actually cooking shows, and they make a full-time income just showing people how to cook, even on YouTube. Or I have people that show, does makeup, and she teaches people how to do makeup. I know people who blog, a new song comes out, and they write they transcribe the lyrics, and they get a lot of traffic to their website for the way that they do things. I know people who teach people how to set up, websites, and how to actually, structure websites, how to build a blog, or someone that, sells, customized hats, all different types of ways. I know people who blog about gossip, and when I say this, all of them are making a full-time income, and that's all that they do, and they have the ability to travel around the world because all they basically need is, their laptop, and, they're good to go. And I teach people inside of my course. That's another way that I make money, is I sell a course called MrThinkOutsideTheBox.com. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. And I give people, the foundational way on how to start making money online. And that's been a lot of, the question a lot of you guys have asked, and that's why I actually created the product. Because I didn't do it before because I was like, oh man, I'm going to make a lot of money, selling this course. I did it because so many people asked me, and I saw so much, crap and just people really not giving people great information. I said, hey, let me just come and give it to people straight, kind of tell them, hey, you're going to have to work hard, you're going to have to go through, a lot of shit a lot of times, but this is how you do it. This is the foundational stuff that you need to make money, online, no matter what kind of course and which way that you want to go. And that's what I've done inside of Mr. Think Outside the Box. Not only the way I make money, but the ways a lot of other people make money, and taught you, the way that you want it. Because the way you might want to do it, you might have an idea for like a travel blog or something, the way you want to do it, and how you can do that. And also, people of like, the logistics. How do you actually do it all? It sounds so expensive, to travel around the world. And a lot of time, because right now, like when I travel, I don't have any expenses other than where I'm at that specific time. Right now I'm actually back in Chicago, visiting my mom and family, and I do go when I'm back home in Chicago, because my stuff is in storage now. I do stay in a hotel a lot of times, even when I'm at home, just so I can have my own space. But right now, I'm just at my mom's spot, hanging out, and she loves it when I come back home, and so she says I don't visit enough. So I'm just here visiting right now. I'll be here for about a week and a half more. But a lot of times when I stay in hotels, I'm paying 40% of what normal rates are. When I'm traveling, a lot of times when I've flown for free. A lot of the flights, not a lot of, but quite a few flights, or I'm traveling at a much less rate than other people, would pay. There's just so many travel, and when I'm using my, debit card, because I don't do credit cards or anything, don't have one because I think they kind of get you in trouble at times. But because everything I pay for is always cash. If I don't have money to pay for something, I don't pay for it. But there's ways that you can use your debit cards to acquire miles and do certain things that will allow you to basically make trips for free, get hotel rooms for free. There's a lot of different things that you can do, especially if you start paying for stuff for your business, or you're flying, you start flying, how to really be a travel ninja, basically. And that's that. There's just so much I teach inside Mr. Think Outside the Box. I made it affordable for basically anyone. It's only $48, and I've spent thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, on my own education to learn things online, and thousands and lots of money on just advertising and learning what doesn't work and what does work. And I know people just wanted to get a foundational way on how to do things online. And people were asking, so, and I know I haven't got back to a lot of you because I've just been so crazy. The messages, I've kind of been blowing up recently. People are watching videos, sharing them, and it's just the messages have been getting crazy. But the same questions always come: how do I make money? But this is my travel channel, but so many people are asking, so I said, hey, let me come make this video really quickly. But that's that. That's it. I just know so many of you have that dream of walking into the boss's office and saying, hey, I love you, man. Thank you for all that you've done for me over the years, but I can no longer afford to work for you. I'm doing my own thing. Peace, bitches. And but you can't, because you need to pay your bills. And so I want to help as many people break free as possible with my teaching, and the testimonials, the reviews of Mr. Think Outside the Box have been incredible. So if you have that hesitation of like, I don't know, I'm telling you, it's great. That's all you need to hear. And, other people have said it's great. And I always have, because if I don't believe in what I'm selling, I don't want to sell it. And, I have my money back guarantee. I mean, if you don't think my product is amazing, you get a refund. And I've had about 3 refunds, and every one was just because they were so broke. They were like, oh my God, I can't afford it anymore. And that was like within a day of buying it. So I've never had any, problems, and people, and that's just the truth. People have been more than happy, saying the value is incredible. So if you want to grow, if you want to make 2013 the best year of your life, and you want to do it through, online, kind of ways, you'll see the link below. get started. Let's grow together. And then when you're in there too, like you'll see, a private Facebook group that we have where we all come together, talk about ideas and everything. But that's it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, because I'm sure other people have the same type of questions. Go out there, live your dreams, whatever it is that you do. If you just want to keep watching travel videos, do that. I appreciate you, because let me let you know right now, if you get Mr. Think Outside the Box, I'm going to continue living my life. If you don't get it, I'm going to continue living my life. So, I just appreciate you, if you're getting it, if you don't get it, if you're watching videos, whatever that you do, just supporting me in any type of way. I can't wait to see some of you guys around the world just traveling. I just know the information has changed my life, and I want to give that gift back to the world. That's it. Take care, and let's rock 2013. Peace.